And it is Sizer. We do have Sizer.
Indeed. Let's go into it now. Okay, so we got Rom's not going to jail on to the red team. It's just going to be called Rom in for the overlay because it's easier.
Yeah.
And TCG on the blue. We're going to go through probably going to go through TCG first, just because they're all here and all available. So do you want to go through that, Nick, and then I'll take the red team?
Yeah, sure. Starting us off with Helseth, who's playing the Shatter Mesmer, of course. Same build as the last time we saw him. He's playing Greatsword, Sword, Torch. So lots of burst possibilities. Does have the portal, of course, for good portal plays, which we've seen more and more coming into play. At least if we have a Mesmer on the team, that is not really a given anymore. Not really that much paint train going on anymore, kind of. Yeah, it's TCG and 55. Other than that,
Pretty much.
paint train not that dominant anymore. But next up we have Tommy Tom. He's playing the Elementalist, Dagger, Celestial, of course, normal trade spread, normal utilities, and going with the Glyph of Elementals instead of the Fiery Greatsword. Matze
For the
Yes?
Rune of Strength there, as a note as well. So he's going for a bit more damage output rather than that whole brick kind of taking away that condition duration. So that's an extra damage in his build, just to point that one out as well.
Yeah, that's kind of the choice. Strength or Holbrook.
Yeah.
That is what the elementalists like to go with. Next up we have Matze's skills. And Matze, he will be. I don't know if that's a permanent thing, but at least for today, I think replacing Red Levin.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can find out. I'll give Helseth a bit of an ask. But I do know that they added some different people to the roster today, so whether or not this is 100% the new roster, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, should be interesting.
Also representing High Impact. It's been a while.
Yeah, I remember those guys. I miss those guys.
And then, okay, who's that? Slizzard Quates.
Is that Tex B?
Is it? Completely new name to me,
I don't know.
I have to say.
I'm not sure.
Is it? Oh no, that's Red Levin. What?
Oh god, yeah, Gegman. Okay, I've actually gone over his thing a couple of times now. Okay.
Evan, what is it with you and weird names? What was it? Turquoise Cupcake on his Elementalist?
I think so,
Really?
yeah, that was kind of interesting as well.
Is he gonna be the new Denshi?
I mean, everyone's starting to change up. I mean, maybe it's something to do with the fact that, they were looking for different people and they just wanted to put a roster in today. Who knows? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
And then, last but not least, we have Shaku. Shaku's playing the same build we see on Tommy Tom, Dagger Elementalist with the Strength Rune Celestial, but he's gone for the Conjured Fiery Greatsword, though that's a tiny difference there.
Indeed. And we're going to go over to Rom's not going to jail now. Sizer is apparently back. He has been streaming recently, so, it's good to see him back, of course. Many fans for this young man. He is going to be playing the classic build that he would normally play, SD. Of course, the usual traits 20066, going with the standard utilities, but obviously go for the Signet of Agility there to gain some extra precision and whatnot. I'm going to quickly jump over to Tage. He's playing DPS Guardian, obviously with the hammer build. He's going with the Pack Rune, obviously with the Berserker's Amulet. Nothing much different there with his build. Uses Judge's Intervention very effectively, and we remember he was indeed the MVP from the WTS finals, which were in Boston. Of course, we are watching some of the guys that did win that tournament, so this should be quite interesting for everyone involved. Going over into Denshi, he's going to be playing Celestial Rifle Engineer, with the Pack Rune, and he's going to be running that instead of the Holbrook, because he's just going to opt for the extra, the extra fury and the might that comes with that, and the extra precision as well, which works quite nicely, of course, with that incendiary powder to gain, critical hits, inflict burning, so that burning tick should be coming up a lot more. Going with the standard utilities, which are going to be the toolkit, the slick shoes, and the grenade kit, of course, as well. So going over to Articuno, who will be next. He'll be playing DD Elementalist, as I just click off him, sorry. Rune of the Pack as well, and standard with this Celestial Amulet. Going over to Rom finally, who's more than likely playing a DPS Warrior. No. Okay. Well, that
What?
just changed literally on my screen. I was like, okay, he had Berserk's amulet in there, and Holbrook.
What has he been playing around with?
I think he's been playing around with something rather interesting, apparently.
Okay.
But it seems, I mean, it looks like he's been trying this build more in terms of DPS. So, I mean, you know what he's like. He always tries different things. So there you go, guys. That's what Rom's doing at the moment. He's playing Sharp.
Oh yeah, Sharp up. Go ahead.
Did you say, if you wanted to say something, feel free.
I just quickly wanted to mention, it's been pointed out to me that I neglected the difference in sigils from Tommy, and Shaku. We of course have a energy sigil on Tom, and on Shaku he's going with the battle. Doom stays the same on both, which is kind of a given. You just need the poison.
Yeah, indeed, agreed. Sigils we sometimes look over because sometimes you know it's a personal preference as well, and you can kind of look at exactly what they're going for. But otherwise, Rom is running that Sharpo Warrior. Cleanse conditions, do some healing, nice support as well, and he's going for that battle standard for the nice rezzing utility that offers. So making sure that they try and interrupt that is very, very good. So at the moment, we're just waiting for these guys to ready up, and we'll be ready to go. And this is going to be a very good game with two top teams, a lot of top players, 4 out of 5 from the World Tournament Series winners as well. So if you're going into this game, you kind of expect them to win, but of course Sizer has come in there to replace Freylina, so it could be interesting. I mean, that's
it's also going to be the
5
difference.
TCG as well.
Yeah,
old TCG.
It's also going to be the difference of having the sword dagger in there instead of the dagger pistol.
Indeed, yeah, that's true. That's true. So, I mean, Size is going to be doing a lot of decapping in this game, more than likely. This must be kind of interesting as well for Helseth.
It's going to be interesting if he's more on his side notes.
Yeah.
Really, because with Freylina, I mean, okay, side notes here and there, sure, but we have seen him as well a bit more fight focused, a bit more on the team fights. To just bring that edge of DPS.
Yeah, exactly. He does switch it up sometimes, and sometimes, yeah, I think sometimes it feels he does either one or the other, and doesn't really mix it up too much. But I think that's changing nowadays. But obviously, I mean, there was this whole thing of last week. I mean, we're seeing a lot more now, especially from TCG, which is what we saw on the weekly. Was the actual killing off point, actually focusing more on the team wiping and actually getting those kills so you can come back into the game and really, you know, power ahead and steamroll to a degree, because it not only gives you the points to go into the game because you're getting the caps, but it kind of almost demoralizes teams as well. When they get fully wiped, they have to regroup, and a lot of time is taken to do that. So, you know, a bit of a lead can be brought up or a bit of a comeback can be brought in. So that's always kind of interesting to see as well. So having a look at the map and the players, we're just waiting for people to come back in. We will be with you very shortly, guys. Thank you for waiting. We had a couple of issues with the brackets, but that's all sorted now. I will pop them in as well because it will be nice for you to see those. And we'll be going very shortly, I'm sure.
Yes, we will. While we have the time, maybe, if there are one or two new guys watching here on the stream, we can quickly give summarize the map here. Because as always, we have the 3 capture points. It's the close point of the blue team, the henge, the keep that is contested, or well, same distance from both camps. And then we have the mine, the close point of the red team. Nice Ranger. Did you do that?
Thanks,
or was it Spudi or something?
I did it.
That's what. Then as a side objective on this map, we do have, it is Chieftain here and Swane on the opposite side. If you kill them, you get 25 points on the board for your team, but you need to get the last hit. Therefore, kind of steals when people attempt that are happening often. Mostly used, well, okay, 50 point stat bonus as well. Never want to forget that one, although it's not that influential, to be honest. The Chieftain and Swane are really only killed either if you really have downtime. We've seen that with waiting for a respawn. Even if the enemy team has a 2 cap, waiting for the respawn sometimes just gives you nothing else to do but go for a creature if you have the positional advantage on that. Or the game deciding 25 points, kind of a get out of jail free card.
Indeed. just asking them to ready up again, just in case they missed that message. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like you say, we've seen some matches come close. We saw obviously WTS where, you know, we had that comeback with the boss. We've seen some boss comebacks recently in the ESL Weekly Cups and Go4s, and they're really starting. You know, they've been present for a while, but now really to come back, and there's an emergency. You know, if it gets to that 400 point mark and you're like 75 points behind, and you got a bit of map control, and you're the losing team, you can of course go for those bosses if you do get some nice little team wipes, and it's a good fast way to come back. Yeah. Especially in those team fights with extra stats as well. Sometimes that does have a little bit of an extra push.
Yeah, but you really need to pick your moments with that one, because I've recently had the experience of a ranger on my team when we triple queued. Was of the assumption that he would bring a lot to the team if he only did the bosses. Pretty much every time the boss came up, he took all of them, both sides, not contested. Good idea in theory. Kind of wanted to defend his position with I brought us 100 points. Yeah, but if you only focus on the bosses, you're also gonna give the enemy team the outnumbered situation in most big fights. So yeah, pick your moments, people. Pick your moments.
That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, if there's someone missing off the map and you've actually got that kill, you know, I mean, you can, like you said, that's the best time to do it. Or you really are desperate and you need to come back into the game, but otherwise, you know, it shouldn't be like your main priority. Like even jump like off the board, going for a boss kill, unless it's something that's in your tactics and you know how you're going to run the map. Then, you know, solo.
And
don't do that.
And now we're going to start with the Go4GW2 Cup. It's the 20th, and we are in the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals are going to start off with TCG. On the blue side and on the red side, ROM is not going to jail.
He's definitely not anymore, and we are going to have a look over the perspective towards over on the Henge now. Shaku trying to break anyone out stealth, as we are going to see over on the Henge node now. 1v1 Articuno versus Red Levin. I'm going to have to call him by his normal name. We're going to have a look at Lahelsef because he's quite low over on the midpoint, trying to escape there and actually using that distortion and also that graceful 5 to try and break out. But everyone's got the focus on him. Sizer's actually on him as well. ROM even comes out. Tage is going to try and blast onto him with that second ability over on the hammer, and he's actually going to get away here okay, and has actually ported back up to the top there. Nice job from him.
Just barely makes it after the Venom was applied there. Wasn't Basil with Venom for quite a time. Now the portal defensive, because they were again focusing on him. Gets up completely and wants to finish off Blackjack, who has been kind of, or Articuno, who has been kind of messing with them, just keeping them the points and giving them a 21 point lead at the moment. No point income for the blue team this far. But afterwards, just +1ing that, kicking him off the node as well, so that could give them the benefit of an outnumbered situation in the big mid fight.
Yeah, exactly. It was like all about, I mean, he escaped and used that escape to actually get them some kind of bonus over on that point. But now, because that's happened, blue team have been outnumbered over on the mid. That means that Shaku's gone down into the downstate. Tommy tries to come in for the res, gets pressured highly as well. And that's really close for those guys. I'm kind of surprised they got the res there, actually.
Kind of surprised that this amount of pressure just came out there, being down a player, although we had people from TCG being kind of in a defensive position, really wanting to keep an eye on the Henge point, and with Sizer roaming around there, that's kind of a good idea. Double cap coming out for the red team, so even with the down on the far point of Articuno, they didn't really get any benefit from that. TCG now in the aggressive, or in the position that they have to put the next move into place. And this off-point fight is not really going that well for them at the moment.
Yeah, and this is what it's all about. I mean, Hellsev is in the downstate currently. Tons of people trying to go for potential res, which is not going to go well for them. And just needs to think about support and surviving. Tommy's actually had to just bail out there. Oh, good switch of achievements, which means he's going to cleanse those conditions, which were really ticking down. Good management of those achievements to make sure that wasn't going to happen. And actually, Sizer is still on his back, trying to chase him down, getting that Venom off as well. But then obviously cleansing that. And we've got both the Elementalists over on this mine point now, with the damage coming out from Sizer and the support from Articuno. So not bad for these guys, but Sizer can't really get involved too much, but of course can evade a ton of that damage being in that SD build.
Yeah, but we're going to see the triple cap coming out now. All 3 points in the hands of not Orange Logo, not quite almost there, but it is ROM's not going to jail. This three-man wipe just brought it. Articuno is now moored on the fight in the on the. Well, mine. The name escaped me. But TCG now picking up the first cap. We do have the portal coming out. Three men going towards the henge. And no fans whatsoever from the red team. They were spread out pretty well, but the portal kind of caught them off guard. They thought, well, we're kind of safe trying to defend the mine point. But now a decap coming out on the henge. And the big team fight is going to erupt there with definitely an early benefit for TCG.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've rushed it. They did manage, like you said, about the mine as well. So that's good. They've got the 2-cap now. They need to watch out for the mine, potentially, if they do start to get any kills. But no one really on ROM's not going to jail with low HP, as Shaku tries to attempt to chase the engineer over towards the mine now. Should be able to get on node with that fiery greatsword. Although the knockback comes out. Good timing from him. Armor of Earth pop was a bit late there to get back on the node. And now we're going to see Orange Logo, ROM's not going to jail with the 2-cap still, and starting to power ahead pretty strongly at the moment.
And Sizer now with a good move is on a chase of not Red11, Slizzard Quates. He is trying to get the decap on the midpoint, and that might very well happen. He's not engaging in this fight. He did have a good opportunity in the chase, because if you chase someone, of course, they can't really be full-on aggressive in your face, because they're trying to get somewhere. You're on their heels, you can bring out the damage, but he didn't quite bring out enough to really make any kind of difference in an upcoming 1v1.
Indeed. Oh, Matson needs to be careful here. Sizer very low as well. Looks like Sizer could go down here, and a nice kill coming out from TCG, just teaming up and not support, which was coming out for Tommy.
Matson is too low. Oh, the rally on Sizer, bringing him back up. That is looking good for the red team. They still have the neutral on the midpoint. There is, at the moment, Denchi just spraying the slick shoes there, keeping him busy. The neutral still in place, and the off-point fight going on. Sizer brought back up with just a complete commitment to the rest. No real damage coming out, and now we see a bit of a spread. TCG more with a favor to go towards the mine point, trying to catch out Tage. Yeah, Orange Logo, no, not Orange Logo. ROM's not going to jail. Were a bit hesitant on the defense of the henge there. Portal coming out, and they should have stayed with the henge apparently, because we are going to see 3 people engaging on that one, and Sizer left alone.
Sizer left alone, always left alone. There's no way, he needs to disengage from that, most likely. Although Tage is here to offer some support, so they've got good DPS. They're going to focus down on Matze. He's really low, goes to about half HP on that nice engage from the rest of ROM's going to jail there. Has to use that SR to escape as well. Now Sizer, the pressure coming back onto him. TCG should be able to pick up this point, but not even reaching 100 points yet. We're going to see ROM's going to jail, powering ahead at 324. Helsef trying to just zone in from the side and get some damage off onto Articuno here. They still can't even get the node, really. Even just with Tage and also Articuno over here, supporting each other very well. They are distanced now, so it's a good chance to try and take out Tage. Tage uses that renewed focus to try and mitigate a lot of that damage, and then going back onto the point and replacing with Articuno almost. Oh, we're going to see a lot of damage coming out to Tage, very low, should be able to escape. A nice effort there from Tage, but the focus from TCG was on there as the big cooldowns have been used from him, and now they should be able to pick up this node, but really these fights are taking a long time for TCG to win, and they're not able to win them because of that. They're not able to actually capitalize on it and go for the caps and get them into their favor.
And they did actually have a 3v2 for the side of TCG on the mid-fight, but the first down really just got completely negated by a wall banner, and afterwards TCG with a disengage. They didn't want to put in the effort to get the kill once again, although there were a couple of cooldowns out, so maybe they should have just stuck with it. Now a bit of a move towards the mine, but that's not going to bring them anything. The double outer point cap for ROM's not going to jail might come out soon, but Tommy Tom Tom still holding the neutral on the henge.
Yeah, no, someone needs to try and help him in that fight, because he's gonna die pretty soon, especially because ROM's coming over and got 3v1 situation over here now. We're actually going to see, it looks like, are we going to see Denshi popping over towards the mid to try and potentially contest that? We've got the portal over there as well, so it's not probably the best idea, unless he can get the decap. There we go, portal activated. Tommy and Helsef come back through in the 3v1. Oh my god, Tommy goes, yeah, he came through that in the downstate. There's nice timing, I guess, for that to happen. And Denshi's actually just going to
managed to get back.
Yeah, oh, they did. Wow, yes, awesome stuff. So maybe they can try and, they need to try and flip the mine to come back into this game. Unless they do that, they will indeed lose this game as it stands. Although Tage is in the down state now, should go down here. Tons of poison and cleave coming onto his corpse. Unfortunately, Shaku's just gone down over on mid, where Denshi and also Sizer have pushed to that node. So any kind of win that TCG pick up here has been negated, because they've actually grabbed the mid, and Sizer's just going to go and check the mine now. So this is where the problem's lying at the moment for TCG. Just getting those team fights done quickly so they can capitalise on it elsewhere. And then Rom's going to Daryl, just picking up the extra point anyway by 2v1ing.
Yeah, Matsu kind of looked like he wanted to assist in the midpoint, but that reaction only really came once we already saw the down there. So too little too late on that part, and I don't know what kind of miscommunication happened there, because he should have said that he needed help on the midpoint way earlier, just when the 2v1 started, to be honest, because that was sure to not really be a long fight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is a little bit of a communication issue here. They're doing some nice movement around the map still, using that portal to escape and, you know, medic Helseth and whatnot. But yeah, Rom's going to Gerald are also playing extremely well, you know. I mean, even with Sizer in the team, theoretically, four of these guys. Well, no, but I'm leading on. I'm carrying on, because he's not been with even. I'm not saying Sizer's bad at all. Basically, because, you know, he used to play with TCG. They used to be in the team together, so to a degree, they do know how each other plays, and obviously he's been watching them play with Orange Lego and whatnot. So, you know, I mean, he's still pretty familiar to these guys. It wasn't that long ago. Sizer is in the downstate over towards the Henge at the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, he tried to res himself. The Matsu just came, nope, that's not going to happen. They were kind of in a good spot now with the first death, and then getting the grasp on the team fight on the Henge, and then afterwards pushing with 2 downed people towards the mid fight. They were also getting ahead in the mid fight slightly, just due to being outnumbered, and the aggression simultaneously on the mine. They were back in their spot that they like, the aggression on all 3 points, and not really resting between these team fights. But that was just a bit too little too late in that case. I say that way too often, but it was.
Yeah, no, you're right, because, I mean,
we only have the room till 500 points. Afterwards, doesn't really matter anymore.
Oh yeah, exactly. Or you know, run out the clock and then come back and try and dominate the map completely, but that rarely happens. Something which might happen in Stronghold though, but that's another conversation for another day. And yes, so looking...
So jealous. So jealous.
I've played it a lot now.
Yeah.
Sorry. Right, so Orange, not Orange Logo, because we are today on ROM's not going to jail. On the red team, which is 4 members of Orange Logo, guys. So just to note that, as well as taking on Sizer this week instead of Freylina. And then we've got TCG, so different people inside the team at the moment. Not sure if this is the full lineup, 100%. But also having Red 11 on Engineer.
I doubt that Levin on an engineer is going to be the main setup.
I don't think so.
He might be pretty good in an engineer, but not having Levin on a thief is kind of a waste. If you have Levin on your team, kind of want to have him on the thief.
Yeah, I like Levin on thief as well. Enjoy watching him play. He's a good man as well. So it'd be nice to see him back on that. But yeah, maybe in this instance they were just looking for specific members, and these guys just fit the team at the time. So I know that different people were added to the roster today, so we'll have to see how that goes in the future. But at the moment, ROM's not going to jail, have the 1-up over TCG. If there you go. Wow, you read my mind, Nick. You just said it in chat. So on this map, of course, which is Legacy of the Fofi, you can see the map here. We have the red team spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Blue team TCG spawning in the top right as I go into game. That would help. And we do have the free capture points, so similar to the last map, we have the quarry and we have the graveyard, and we also have the waterfall there. We have 2 bosses that spawn, a Lord Mechanic over on the bottom left hand corner. We have the boss that spawns for the red team, and the top right is going to be for the blue team. They are accompanied by 4 NPCs. If you kill the Lord, you get 150 points, which is nice if you are. It's a good comeback mechanic, as well as actually just forwarding you straight onto the win. And thank you for the 150 150. Awesomely drawn there. That was skillfully done to make sure that it wasn't going to disappear by the time the one had gone. And but so 150 points, great to come back, and it's a good point. Maybe if TCG or ROM's not going to jail are behind, can come back into this game. And we saw a nice defense, didn't we, on Thursday from 55 HP Monks of the Lord, where they used Static Field for a good, like, stunned all the team for quite a while. I mean, that was almost a one-man defense for a bit, and then they completely survived it. It was ridiculous.
If I remember correctly, I kind of initiated that Lord Rush with the words, no reaction whatsoever from 55. They are definitely not going to be able to defend. There's only one person going back and two people playing on the map still. But yeah, the Shoutcaster's Curse, one static field, just really one skill turned it around so far. I mean, there were others. Just a bit of heal from the alley, of course, with Cleric's Amulet is quite strong. But really, that little bit of CC that just caught the entire team off guard, enabled the rest of the team to get there in time and actually put a defense on that one.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember you saying. I actually rewatched that today, and I was like, wow. Nick really wanted the Lord dead.
Yeah.
But it was a really good defense, but we haven't obviously got that static field or a massive amount of stuff. Although, to be fair, I mean, if that thing does kind of happen, I've got to keep forgetting. I don't want to. I'm going to call him Sizzler. Oh my god, I can't say his name. Sizzlard. That's really annoying. That one. We'll do that one. He's going to be the possibility where he can bring out a lot of stun, if he drops that supply crate and puts down different abilities. Not using Slick Shoes, though. He's actually going for the Elixir Gun, so a little less sustained knockdown, but hey-ho.
I feel like sometimes that just because we kind of do. PC might not be as prominent for the observer in Guild Wars 2. So really don't underestimate the importance of that. Kind of kills mostly come from good, well-executed CC chains.
That's true.
That is where you can set your burst. It's not just the polymorph mower, it's also knockbacks, immobilize, stuns, dazes, all that interesting stuff. Interrupts, of course.
Yeah, the fears as well. And that's something that ROM uses quite well in different situations. Just as I say that, he's actually gone for on my mark instead of fear me. For this time round, so a couple of people changing.
Also for the battle standard, and there an interrupt, of course, comes handy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so fearing them away, then pulling out the battle standard, whether or not it's even one or two people, it's definitely worth chaining out because you want to get that res and you want to use that efficiently. We actually saw in WTS a lot of battle standards not wasted, but the other team doing a good job at trying to, take out the player who was using the battle standard or interrupting or, booting that corpse away so it was out of range of the actual battle standard res. So we had some, I think a lot of people starting to negate that battle standard, which is nice to see.
It's more counterplay to specific abilities nowadays. That
exactly.
hasn't... Just as we go along with the scene, as the meta, as the play style of people evolves, as well as the experience of players, there's been a lot more coordination. It's really shifted to a lot more coordinated gameplay than like somebody watching a game from 1 year ago might think, yeah, this is just kind of skill spamming in comparison. People just doing their stuff, a lot of random dodges. You don't really see random dodges anymore.
No. They'll stand in, they'll wait for those big abilities or like kind of the typical rotation of skills. But, oh wow, that's an interesting thing that's happening.
Which you kind of think is a given, that you want to play that to the max. But here and there, teamfighting Guild Wars can get a bit chaotic.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say chaotic is definitely the word. I mean, do you remember in WTS? I'm going to keep talking about WTS because it's such a good example.
Yeah.
And like pretty much everyone in this chat is probably watching it. And there was that big, massive, there was the 4-man wipe down on the bottom side of the keep. and you know it's totally off node, and it was, you know, it really changed everything around. You know, just one team fight can be that impactful where you're down even by like 150 or so points, and you can just bring it back completely and just completely own the map. Especially because, you know, because there's a lot of different things that need to happen from that team. They need to regroup, they need to get back their focus, they need to build up that morale to come back into the game, keep the lead or they have, or even to come back themselves. And it's a very, very tough thing to do. Like, it's one of the biggest flips in the game. It's a very pinnacle moment. And it's something that maybe, you know, that TCG or ROM's Not Going to Jail can bring out if they so wish. But there's many good ways to come back in this game, obviously. And
yeah, especially on this map, not just survive and gaining the advantage on the capture point, but also a well-executed Lord Rush.
Which we may see. I do like those Lord Rushes. I think everyone knows that by now.
Oh, the one in the Weekly Cup.
Which one? The one the past week. Oh,
the simultaneous Lord
God.
Rush with
The
basically
1 point.
5% between them.
They hit 1 point below, didn't they? And that decap. Who got the decap? Karzes?
Kazer got the decap on the henge, and with that, pretty much decided the game right then and there. I don't know if it was just kind of he kind of was in the mood for a decap there, or if it was really calculated, like thinking, okay, how many points do we need? How much room do we have? Decided to not go for the attempt to just take out, or at least try and prevent for as long as possible the pain train running through the door, and just went for the sneaky decap. Well, not that sneaky, but a decap, and with that brought it to 499 once the Lord was finished. As close as it gets, pretty much. With all these close games, we might actually want to say, if by any chance we have a match that ends 500 to 500, there is a secondary mechanism that kind of gets neglected most of the time, because we really don't see it that often. I can remember including not only tournaments, but including back in the day when we were able to spectate Team Q, I saw three matches in 2 years that were 500 to 500, and those are decided by the highest cumulative personal point score we see always at the end.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's
the only time when that is relevant. The only time. Otherwise, completely ignore it, but if we have that, there might just be a chance. But now we're finally going into the game. The lag issues seem to be resolved. And on the blue side, again, we do have TCG. On the red side, it is not orange logo. It is ROM is not going to jail.
Some news there that people did not know.
Yeah.
As we pick up over on the quarry now, I guess then he's going to be 1v2, possibly even 3 as Helseth comes over here. We've got a lot of cloak going on as well, and then she's going to have to pop off that toolkit 4 and the dodge to avoid a lot of that damage coming in. And really, on that initiate, nothing really happens. We're going to see the portal coming out from Helseth, which is going to be dropped nowhere. There we go. Okay, Tage is going to come over here to defend as well as Sizer. So we've got a bit of a 3v3 going on here. Tage trying to use that ring of warding to just separate the blue team members a little bit here, and actually maybe get some potential pressure down over on Mats, who goes into the downstate here as he's followed up by Sizer. They can just drop a lot of cleave into that kind of alleyway there. They need to be very careful that that's not going to happen to them.
Really going for the rest?
Go for the rest. Do not do that. And they've been punished for that, and they really should have been. I'm surprised that no one went down there, but Sizer is trying to take out Red 11 from behind here, who's currently playing the engineer of Sizzlard. And yeah, a good start for the red team of ROM's Not Going to Jail.
Yeah, definitely good start, good aggression there, and we good aggression from the side of TCG, but just good counter move. We saw the immediate drop of the supply crate, kind of a move off point, but afterwards re-engage. You can kind of say that, yeah, if you engage and the engineer immediately drops the supply crate, yeah, he's going to come back. So we didn't see a dispersing TCG, but still in the team fight, once Mats went down, it kind of fell apart with the kind of overcommittal to the rest.
Ooh, over here on the quarry, actually, we did see Sizer taken down. Tommy actually just bailed off a little bit, I think, to survive. And Helseth came back in and actually did actually used the mower down on Rom. So Rom was stuck in trying to res Sizer. There's no way he wanted to do that. And that was a good move from Helseth there over on the quarry node. But unfortunately, they need to try and take advantage of this situation now. As Helseth on the right-hand side, you can
the
see
escape.
there's a bit of a parkour move as Tommy comes back in to offer up some more support. Distortion comes out from Helseth to make sure no damage is coming onto him. Tommy does a great job of coming in to support him as well. And really, I mean, the movement now... Okay, TCG are doing a bit better in this game. It's still not picking up the points, and we saw them in the weekly as well have this kind of problem as everyone comes on to make some damage pain for Tommy there. We see Sizer, Tage, and Rom, and Tommy just doing a great job at trying to get away, but he's got
but Denshi's down.
Cooldown. Oh,
Focus was also
it.
there on the other side. Denshi
Good job.
just immediately, I think he got his block ability out, but afterwards just fell over and wasn't really stomped.
Yeah.
Just the damage did it. So Tommy TomTom really holding out long enough. Now getting the D cap on the quarry, not gonna go for the full cap. Gonna find himself in a 1v1 versus Articuno there. And that can go on for quite a while, but the outer points seem to be going towards TCG. Are they going to move over to the quarry or going to want the aggression on the midpoint? Mats already targeted by Tage. He might be taken out before it really gets to a fight. On the other side, Sizer is on the heels of Helseth, but he manages to port out. So the midpoint, especially now with the decap on the waterfall again, midpoint still in the hands of the red team. They are chasing around Tage. It's just cat and mouse here. Who's going to go for the decap? Not even full capped on the graveyard there.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, that when we went to mid and we saw that Tage was indeed down, you know, I mean, I was distracted by that three-man team trying to take down the Elementalist, Tommy.
Denshi, not Tage.
Denshi, sorry. Oh, I thought I said Tage. I thought I said Denshi, sorry. Okay, yeah, Denshi, when he was down. And, you know, it was a good move from them. Even I was distracted, you know, they were so focused on trying to kill the Ellie that, you know, they lost focus on their teammate and trying to support him. So that's a good job from TCG. And Tommy is doing a great job because he's back over on the quarry. He's still there. He's actually doing a fantastic job of trying to keep the node neutral. But the thing is, again, which is what we saw over on Forest, and TCG aren't really getting that control of the rest of the map. They're doing okay on the node. They're getting the congestion, but then they're losing the focus on what's going on over on the waterfall. Now they need to try and pick that point up as soon as possible.
Oh goodness, Helseth is going to go down from the poison here. He played around with 3 people for longer than he should have been able to use the portal kind of as a short-range defense on that one. Played around, try and kite them a little bit, and would have actually made it out of there if he hadn't had that one poison tick. That kind of gave it away there. Too bad, but he kept 3 people busy. The only problem is TCG not really able to gain any benefit from that over on the quarry fight. Shaku down, Vapor forming towards Mats. Is he going to be able to get the stealth of Refuge? Comes out, but Tage, the Ready Guardian, is just too much for Thief to handle. He can't really go for the rest. No, don't do it. Run, Mats, run.
He's just standing there, just hitting one. Tage is like, yeah, I just need to damage right now because if Mats is there, he's probably going to get hit by that. And at the moment, it feels like, you know, with 267 free cap coming out, this is going to be very tough for TCG to come back in. And really, this game is being dominated by ROM's not going to jail, with 4 members of the WTS winning team on the side of ROM's not going to jail. So very tough for the team to come back. And how can we see them come back now? I mean, it's 300 points. That's 240 point difference. I mean, is it possible? Can they still go
GGs already came out. So
okay.
Apparently not.
Apparently not then. I was trying to build up some kind of comeback hype, but that was a fail. And I think we're done with this game. It was
GG, yeah. Can game end this one. We do have Shark AFK in the base at the moment. He's just waiting for the game end, I think. GG came out, quickly confirming, yeah, GG. So this one goes over to ROM's not going to jail as well after at least 4 out of 5 of these guys winning the WTS immediately back with a strong performance here in the Go4. Moving on to the semi-finals, and who are they gonna meet there?
Indeed, we can jump over to the brackets and have a look, perhaps. And today, your semi-finalists will be
Sizzling hot pressure.
Oh, so that should be an interesting game. Another kind of mini rematch, I guess, with different members. And then we've got 55 HP Monks who have just gone through their quarterfinal reign. and waiting for the result in the other quarterfinals. So we'll probably hit Sizzling Hot Pressure versus Rom's Not Going to Jail next. And
Yeah,
then we'll
that's
have the
bound to
final.
be a good game.
Exactly.
Definitely.
That's a no-brainer, guys. So we will see you
Yeah.
very soon. We'll check over to the break. Thank you for joining us for the ESL Go4 Guild Wars 2 week number 20. TCG have just been defeated by Rom's Not Going to Jail with 4 team members of Orange Logo from WTS who won that. We will see you very soon. Take care. Enjoy some tunage.